And now they're being just effing greedy. They re-released it with a PG-13 rating. So they widen the audience, and the critics are panning it for that. Which, I mean, let's be honest. It won Best Picture. It won Best Actor. It won Best Director. It won Best Screenplay. Do you think you can do any better with a freaking PG-13 rating at the box office than you've already done, plus getting Oscar Gold? What the fuck?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood greed at its best right there. Sorry, Mr. Weinstein, but let's be honest, call a spade a spade. There's no black people here, right?
No.
Or Jewish in reference to, you know, a lot of people in Hollywood.
Wow, Casey. Right.
Well, I guess we know which one's going to be getting to Hollywood first.
Yeah, there you go.
Springtime for him. No.
Anywho, keeping with the Oscars.
So, as you mentioned, Best Picture.
I guess to the Best Picture first.
Yeah, Best Picture. That's right.
That was King's Speech.
King's Speech, sure. Yeah, well, let me ask you this, just a general question. What do you think, I know that it started last year with having 10 nominees for Best Picture.
And there's still 10 this year.
Yeah, what do you think about that? It seems like a...
Well, it originally was like 20 Best Picture nominees back in the day when it started, and then got down to... Or no, it started off at like 5, went up to 10, then 15... Then down, then went up to 20 to 25 at a couple of points, and then it went down again to 5 for many years, and now it's back up to 10.
Let's see, this one was...
I could certainly see there be a problem with a number like 20, because let's be honest...
would you really want to get through? Would you really want to go through that year?
I'm not
would you really want to go through a number, you know? Well, get past 5 out.
I mean, but doesn't it seem like some of the films that were nominated had zero chance to win? I guess it is recognition for their good work. I mean, Toy Story 3 was not going to win Best Picture overall.
No, but it did get animated feature, which it deserved.
Yes. But, yeah, to me it seems as if by... What you can do also is if you're nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture, you can certainly attach that to your product.
Right.
And say, I was nominated, and, you know, the wider the field, the more films can claim that later on.
Right, well, the problem that I found is, and this is nothing against anybody's movies this year, but it was a stretch, some of the stuff, I think, to put it in any of the categories. Now, I love King's Speech. I love Black Swan. I loved Alice in Wonderland in 3D. I loved Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. I loved Toy Story 3. But you cannot get me for any amount of money to say that I was happy that they revoked Burlesque the Oscar nods for that, much less the fact that they had given Randy Newman the Song Award. He's won several times. What do you think? Give it to somebody else. That was not one of his best songs. That You Got a Friend in Me was a better one.
Sure.
Of course, that was back in 2002, but...
So what happened with Burlesque that you brought up?
They nominated it for a couple of songs, and I think it was like original score, editing, and costumes. And they revoked all the
nominations? Really?
Yeah. Even after the ballots were published in Entertainment Weekly and stuff, so you can go back in and find them.
Why? Any explanation for why that happened?
No. But that has to be the shadiest dealings I've ever seen with the Oscars. But it was nice to see Kirk Douglas kidding around with Anne Hathaway and Melissa Leo, who dropped the F-bomb. The King's Speech F-bomb. Even though she was from the fighter.
Yeah, of course it's the Oscars, so you know.
Well, that censor was agile.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. He caught everything that night. I don't know what went right for him, but he caught everything that night.
Well, see, that's the difference between the Oscars.
I mean, fuck.
I mean, darn.
Well, yeah, that I mean, yeah, it's networks, so they're whereas the night before, I was watching the Spirit Awards, and that's on IFC, and so they say, what the hell, let all the curse words through.
You know what? You watched another award show. Maybe you could kind of inform us as to...
Well, I watched it too, and I'll tell you this, is that all the winners were up online before the show even aired, and it was pre-recorded a few months in advance.
So, the best picture, according to the Spirit Award, the same?
No, oddly enough. Best picture, King's Speech didn't get anything other than Best Foreign Film at the Independent Spirit Awards. Black Swan got it.
For Best Picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it was Natalie Portman. Best Director was somebody else. David Fincher for Social Network.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like screenplay was Black Swan. Cinematography was something else. I want to say it was Black Swan, but I'm not positive on that. It would help if I had the list, but...
Sure. Well, Casey, you watched the award show.
Yeah,
maybe you could pitch in.
Mm-hmm. I did watch it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember,
Yeah, it has been a while.
Yeah. And I've seen, watched a plethora of things since, so.
Yeah. No. Any movies that you've viewed recently, Casey?
That you liked?
Movies that I viewed recently that I liked, I'll mention them again. Well, I'll mention them for the audience. I mentioned them to you guys earlier.
Right.
But I'll mention them to the audience. One of them, the first one I'm going to mention is one called Acceptance with Mae Whitman, now grown up.
Okay.
Well, she originally, was first seen as a little girl with George Clooney and I think Michelle Pfeiffer was in that. And I don't remember who played the boy, but that was that One Fine Day.
Oh, yeah, that awful.
But now she's grown up.
Okay.
She's a good actor.
That awful flick. Nice.
Anyhow, and the other one that I saw recently that I highly recommend, directed by Kevin Smith, is Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Very nice.
That was one of the ones that, oddly enough, the critics bashed, but everybody that is a fan liked it. Which I can't say as I disagree.
Oh, and speaking of Kevin Smith,
yes.
Last week every Sunday I listen to the Puzzle Master section of. Well, I listen to Weekend Edition Sunday up until that puzzle part, and then I go up to church. And the thing to work on for this week was a director. You take the last name, a director who's known for profanity. You take the last name, and then you switch a couple of the letters in there, and you come up with another word that means profanity. So immediately I thought, well, it's got to be Kevin Smith or John Waters, but I can't think of switching either letters in any of those to come up with another word for profanity.
So, well, no, with Smith John Waters, you can come up with something.
Will you switch around letters and Waters because it's in the last name?
Waters,
Raw. Yeah, that's tough. You're talking about an anagram.
Okay, no, you just switch. You don't. Not a full anagram. You just flip flop to the letters. So you can flip flop the T and the A, or the R and the E, or
the T and the A. Well, there you go.
The W and the A.
Anyway. We're talking about TNA.
Anywho.
So what was the answer, though?
Well, no, that would be tomorrow on the show.
Okay.
But today, of course, is Saturday, so I listen to my usual Saturday morning routine. Watch a film on Netflix.com.
Which was?
I watched a film called Jump In.
Okay.
Then I listened to some music on Playlist.com, and then I listened to Click and Clack, Car Talk, followed by Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Okay, now this Click and Clack and whatnot, that's on what radio station?
That's on public radio.
Mm-hmm.
They're both broadcast
so it's NPR.
as a feed of NPR.
Okay.
And I should say that there are some shows like What Do You Know of Michael Feldman that are broadcast via a feed through PRI, which is Public Radio International, so they can be heard internationally.
All right.
Right, and some of this stuff also originates from Vermont, is my understanding, right?
Well, there's Vermont public radio, and
they get the feed. They get the feed.
Radio, right?
Yeah. They get the feed. Car Talk. They do that from Cambridge, Mass. Peter Sagal Peter Sagal with Wait, Don't Tell Me. This week it was on the road in Florida. Sometimes it's on the road. When it's not on the road, it's done from Chicago, his hometown.
Yeah, I have to say, it sounds like you listen to the radio now. If you were listening to this broadcast tonight, would that turn you off to the radio forever?
Well, that's the only radio listening I do. I don't tend to listen to the radio much. Usually I listen to Playlist.com. I'll listen to a music thing through my satellite service. Now, there was one morning where I had a couple of shows recording at the same time on two different channels, so I couldn't flip over to a music channel. So I didn't go to Playlist.com because I wanted to do something different. Mm-hmm. So on that day, I went to ESPN Radio, which I listen to from time to time.
All right. So it sounds like you've been doing a lot of radio listening.
Also, just for those who don't know, the Playlist.com is you assemble your own playlist based on the select number of songs that they have available, which is still quite vast. And you can also get comedy and stuff on there, and you just play up whatever you're interested in and whatnot. It's kind of fun.
And earlier you mentioned Vermont, and one of the panelists today on Wait, Don't Tell Me is a guy by the name of Tom Bodette, and he does live in Vermont. Not in the Burlington area, but he does live in Vermont.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Anywho.
All right, so maybe this would be like a good time to talk about
other things going on currently.
No. We're not going to jump into current events. Why don't we talk about what we plan to do in the future?
That works too.
All right. How about since I started off with the likes and dislikes related to college, why don't you or Nate start off with what the future holds?
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to?
You can't predict the future.
What are your plans for tomorrow? Are you planning to get up?
Well, of course I'll get up tomorrow.
let's put it a different way. What do you want to do for work? Where do you see yourself in like 5-10 years in your head?
In my head.
Still in his head. It's hard to get out.
That's what she said.
Well, where I see myself, of course, there's a lot of factors and some variables that will lead to that.
Of course.
But where I see myself is what's that?
Flat broke.
No, not flat broke.
Flat broke or flat lining?
No, because I will have gotten some type of work going, and I will figure out some way to make some investments and get some other money coming in, so I can fund what I want